Romans 5 verse 6. For Christ, while we were still helpless, yet died at the appointed time for the ungodly. So what I really want to focus on is the words, when we were still without strength. God died for those who didn't have strength, who didn't have the strength to save themselves. And that goes for every single one of us. None of us has the strength to save ourselves. And that is exactly why Jesus died for us. And Matthew 12:26 also describes this. But Jesus looked at them and said, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. So through this verse, we learn that things that might seem impossible for us, they're not impossible for God, because everything is possible for God. And this verse, we shouldn't take this verse out of context. We shouldn't take this verse out of context. This verse does not mean that we can do anything we want in life because God can do the impossible. It means that when we are hopeless, God can turn our hopelessness into hope. When we are without strength, He can turn our strength, He can turn our lack of strength into strength. He can do the impossible, things that we things that don't seem possible. He can do the impossible. And so the reason for why that just reminds me of that verse is because God died for those without strength. He didn't just die for those without strength, but He gives them the access to strength. He gives them the ability to have strength again. And so no matter what you're going through, this is a pretty simple video, but it's still important because many people are going through a lot. And sometimes a word of encouragement of God, if they're not following Christ, it can maybe lead them to Christ. And if they are, or no matter what they're going through, it can just help them. So these are just verses I just felt it was important to mention. It's important to remind yourself that you serve a God who can do the impossible. You serve a God who can turn hopelessness into hope and who can give you strength when it seems like there is no strength at all. When you have no strength at all, He can give you strength. And that should encourage you to go to Him. That should encourage you to cry out to God. That should encourage you to run to God, because you know that He can give you strength if you ask for it. So go and ask God for strength if you need it. And honestly, we all need it. We all need strength at some point in our life because we all go through things. But one hope is that God, He's reliable. And I'm pretty sure it's in Romans as well that there's a verse that tells us about hope. It tells us about hope and how tribulations help us to attain hope, a stronger hope. Tribulations can help us to attain a stronger hope in God. And so know that God is reliable and that you can put your hope in Him. You can put your confidence in Him. And know also that the tribulations you're going through, it's building up that confidence. It's building up that hope in Jesus Christ. It's building up your perseverance. It's building up your ability to be able to follow Christ no matter what you do. No matter what happens in your life, I mean. So I pray that you learned from this video. But main takeaways of this video: with man, things may seem impossible, but with God, all things are possible. And no matter what you're going through, you can trust in God because He died. He died for those without strength. And He's here to give those without strength. And no matter what you're going through, remember that what you're going through It's building up perseverance. It's building up hope. And so don't always take it as a bad thing, but know that all that God is doing, he does for a reason. And that as long as you have God by your side, everything will always be okay. In the end, you'll spend eternity with the Father. And that's a kind of hope that you should have. But yeah, put your hope in Jesus Christ and know that he literally died to give you strength. He died for those without strength, and he died for you. He died for you, and he's here to give you strength whenever you need it. But you also have to ask for it, because he wants you to go to him and talk to him and recognize your weakness. Recognize that you cannot do much without him. He wants you to recognize that you need him, in other words. So, yeah. God loves you. God bless you. And I feel like this video was kind of hard for me to make. I don't know why, but I just pray that you did learn from it, and that you learn to put your trust in Jesus and know that he can give you the strength that you're looking for. He can turn your hopelessness into hope. So put your trust in him, because he is very reliable, and he hears you. He hears your cries. He hears your prayers, and all things are possible for him. He died for you, and he died for those without strength, which is all of us. God bless you, and God loves you.